everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we will be going over the best order flow indicators to spot buying and selling pressure in futures markets. We've gone over order flow quite a bit in some of these videos, but I want to redefine it for the purpose of this video. Order flow refers to the real-time flow of buy and sell orders in the market. Order flow indicators analyze this data to identify patterns, trends, and potential trading opportunities. So with that said, anywhere within Optimus Flow on a chart that you have open, right now we have open the S&P mini. We're going to come up to the upper pane and activate Show Hide Volume Analysis Toolbar. When we do that, we'll see some options down here for some different tools that we're going to be going over today. The volume analysis tools allow you to understand causes of price movement, clarify and confirm support and resistance levels, as well as assess the imbalance between buyers and sellers. So the first tool that we'll be going over is the Powertrade Scanner. In order to activate this, we'll just come down here to click on it and click on Enable. And the different parameters that you enter in here are going to vary from market to market. And it's something that you can play with throughout time. Right now, I'm going to set it for 1,000 contracts traded within 4 seconds. When we enable it, a pane will come up to the right of the chart and give you all the times where there were over 1,000 contracts traded within 4 seconds. It's also going to give you the delta percentage of those specific contracts, as well as highlight them on the chart here, so you can hover over them and kind of see where those, allow you to see where those power trades occurred. Also, when you have this active, Optimus will give you a little notification when a new power trade has occurred that fall within your specifications. The reason that power trades are important, or the Powertrade Scanner I should say, is because if a large amount of purchases or sales takes place within a short period of time, then it's probably telling you that there's momentum behind the buy or sell side of the market, or there's a lot of liquidity in that area and a lot of buyers and sellers looking to transact during that time. And of course, it all depends on who is outnumbering the buyers or sellers. And that momentum might also indicate a near-term likelihood that price may move up or down, a key insight for any trader, obviously. So again, this is just identifying when there's a large amount of transactions within a short period of time. The next tool we'll be going over is the Vwap indicator. Vwap stands for Volume Weighted Average Price. It's the indicator that shows you the average price of a security based on both volume and price. The reason that this is important is because typically when large funds need to buy or sell assets, they often do so in huge amounts. The last thing most of them want to do is move the markets in the process of buying or selling, as that would obscure prices, making it difficult for them to complete their transaction. So to prevent this from happening, they will often buy when the asset price is below the average price and sell when the asset price is above the average price. And to determine where asset prices are relative to average prices, many of these funds use the Vwap indicator as a tactical tool to assist them in their transaction. So again, this is another option down here on the volume analysis toolbar. We'll click on Vwap. And it's going to give you a couple of options. You can set these to any parameters that you want, depending on your time frame of trading. But when we click on the 4-hour, it's going to take the volume weighted average price for the last 4 hours. We do 1 hour. You'll see breaks in between when it's ending the time frame and then beginning a new time frame. Again, these specifications are going to vary from market to market and also depending on the type of trading that you do. So the first tool that we have to identify volume profile is the custom profile. We can click on custom profile, and this one allows you to simply click and drag the area that you want to analyze. And when we do this, we're going to have a couple options down here at the bottom. Volume, We click on that, it's going to allow you to select from a number of different options. Right now we'll just be going over volume, but feel free to play with it. VA is the value area, so when this is activated, it will identify the value area for the specified time that you have this drawn over. If you want to change this, meaning the area that is identified as the value area, we can click on this gear icon, scroll down, change this to 80%, let's say. Change it to 10 to show the difference. So now, this is showing the top 10% of volume traded in this specified time frame. I believe a standard value area is more like 70, so we'll keep it there. We can also specify if we want it to show the point of control, which is identifying where the most contracts were traded within this specified time. We can have this array extended out if we want, and just a number of different options here. And we can also do that here. If you're looking at a higher time frame, we can increase the amount of ticks, so it will decrease the amount of bars that it shows here. And obviously that changes it a little bit. For this 1 minute chart, I will keep it at 1 tick. So that's the custom profile. I'm going to delete that. The other one that we can do is the step profile. We'll activate it. And what this does is it takes the volume profile for every hour, and then it creates a new one at the end of the hour. So here we have the settings showing the POC ray. And some people like that, others don't. I know people argue that when a point of control is established, price likes to trade back into it, and then when it does trade into it, it will eliminate that and create a new POC ray. That is the step profile. The next option that we have is the left or the right profile, and I like to use these for daily volume. So I'll activate today, click on enabled, and it will create a volume profile for the entire day, leaving it over here on the left side of the chart. Also do that with the right profile. You can see it over here on the right. If you want to change any of these settings, we can change the color, make it a little bit more visible, but generally the same settings: value area, point of control, and then the upper and lower bounds of that. The next tool we have to go over is time and sales. I personally do not use this a lot because it involves going through each individual trade as it comes up, and I think there are better tools to look at order flow and areas that you're interested in trading to see kind of what's going on with order flow. But nonetheless, it is another tool that is available in Optimus Flow. So to activate it, we just click on it and then click on the bar that we are looking at, and it will update all the orders that came in that bar. Let's do it on a 1 minute chart. So when we click on that bar, it will show all the orders. And one thing to keep in mind here is you can see any individual trades that came in that were large orders. And obviously, we're seeing a lot of 1 lots, 3 lots, 4 lots, nothing over 10 so far. But the Powertrade Scanner can give you that information, I think, in a bit more efficiently. But again, nonetheless, it's another tool to use if you like. There are 2 other tools that I like to use in conjunction with each other. That is time statistics and time histogram. When we click on time statistics, it'll pull up a number of different options that we can display at the bottom of our chart. Right now we will do volume and delta and enable that. And that's going to bring up some data here on the bottom for each individual bar. It'll display the amount of contracts that were traded in that bar and also the delta for that bar. And we're going to get into a footprint chart here in a second to better understand delta. The other one I like to use with this is the time histogram for volume. And this just gives a better visual indicator, in my opinion, of when volume is starting to deplete and come out of the market at certain price levels, and also come back into the market. And you can see it obviously better visually than you can just digesting these numbers down here at the bottom. If you want to change the settings, you can come down here to the gear icon and change the color. Delta colors, I typically like to change to blue and red. Make it a little bit more evident of what's going on. But yeah, those are two other indicators that you can use to analyze volume and delta and all these other options that you have here. The last tools that I like to use together are the depth of market, which we have here, and we'll go over how to set that up, as well as cluster charts. So the first step in getting your depth of market up is coming up here to the top panel, clicking on depth of market. It'll bring up a new window. Change your market, whatever one you'd like. And the default view is not this. It'll look different than this, but to change this, we just right click anywhere, go to settings. So you'll come over here to columns and click this drop down. And then when you click on each individual option, it gives you the ability to change the font, the text alignment, colors, opacity, things like that. And you could definitely spend some time in here setting it up visually the way that you like to see it. I used to trade on trading technologies, so I just copied basically what TT looks like. Blue, red, price in the center, last traded amount on the right, and then I have my buy and sell. So when I put an order in here, it will show me how many I'm bidding, where my stop is, where my profit is, and so on. So typically, I always have the depth of market open. It allows me to see the level 2 data here on the bid and the offer, as well as the market orders coming into the market. I use this in conjunction with a cluster chart. I already have them set up right here on a 1 minute and a 5 minute, but we'll go through how to activate this on your own chart. So I'm going to duplicate this so we can delete it after. So on any bar chart, candle chart, just make sure the volume analysis toolbar is activated. So you have these options down here. Click on cluster. And for type, I'm going to go double. And then we'll do buy trades, sell trades. And we're going to color by delta. And again, this is very specific to me. You can play around with these settings, but Optimus Flow gives you the ability to really modify this exactly how you want. Click on enable, and now we will see a footprint chart. So going further into this, we'll click on cluster again, the gear icon. And again, this can be overwhelming, but we'll stick to just cluster, and we'll go down here line by line to change this in a more, I think, comprehensive way that's a little bit easier to digest. So the delta colors, I like to have it a little bit more contrasted. So I will set it to blue on the buy side, red on sell side. And I am colorblind, so if these aren't the actual colors, I apologize. I don't like to see the POC on these. I think it takes away from the coloring of the blue and red, buying and selling. You can activate it if you want, but typically I don't like to see it. And then the only other option that you can really play around with, or I advise playing around with, is coloring by delta, coloring by trades, or volume. Depending on the type of trading that you do, you can really optimize this to however you want. And if we're going to color by volume, we can change it to whatever color we want to see where the majority of the volume is on each bar. As I said, I like to color by delta. And this footprint chart, so now that we have all our settings changed, on the left side here are the number of trades that were on the sell side. So think of it as market sell orders hitting the bid. On the right side, we have market buy orders lifting the offer. And there are other videos that we can get into, or that we have gotten into, about how exactly to read a footprint chart. So we won't get into it into too much detail here. But look at some of those other videos. I think they're really helpful. Again, we're just showing the tools right now to identify order flow and identify areas of possible interest when you're looking at trades, and kind of identifying the areas that you want to trade at. So cluster chart is a big one. I use it in conjunction with the depth of market to be able to track market orders and level 2 data. And it just gives you a really good idea of what's happened and shifts in price and buying and selling and the imbalances there. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please comment below, and be sure to visit us at optimusfutures.com. Thank you.